welcome back to Warhammer Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms, your free video guide to your Mortal Realms subscription. In this episode, we're going to look at issue 4. I'm Esme.
And I'm James. In this video, we'll be helping you to build your new Glaive Wraith Stalkers that come with issue 4, and adding more colour to your Nighthaunt models with your new Nihilakh Oxide paint.
We'll also be getting your newest unit into battle against the Stormcast Eternals, and you'll learn how to move your units in games. You'll be doing that on a new, larger battle map that you'll find in issue 4, along with your Glaive Wraith Stalkers and your Nihilakh Oxide.
Before we delve into the painting and gaming, let's take a look at the new lore found in your magazine. As you'd expect, there's a focus on your new units, the Glaive Wraith Stalkers. These spectral hunters spent their lives pursuing the innocent and taking cruel pleasure in their deaths.
As punishment, Nagash cursed them to be his hunters in death. Once they have a target, they will stop at nothing to chase their quarry down, pursuing them to all corners of the mortal realms.
There are few warriors that can stand against the Glaive Wraith Stalkers. Among them are the Stormcast Eternals of the Sacrosanct Chambers. These warrior mystics oversee the forging of new Stormcasts and also act as wizards and exorcists on the battlefield.
In your latest magazine, you'll also find details of the organisation of the Sacrosanct Chambers and the various warriors within them, many of whom you'll add to your collection later in the Mortal Realms series.
When they're not waging war on behalf of the God King, the Stormcast Eternals can be found in Azir, the realm of heavens. You'll get a first look at this celestial domain and some of its history, including the story of Sigmar himself.
There's also a look at Nagash's sinister plan to conquer the realms and how it went wrong, leading to the Necroquake and the rise of the dead.
Ooh, you can read all of this new background at your leisure in issue 4, but for now we're going to take a look at your new models. The Glaive Wraith Stalkers are a new unit for your Nighthaunts collection. There are 4 of them in this issue, and like the Myamon Banshees, they each come with scenic bases on their sprues. If you've followed the other 3 videos in the series, you'll be quite experienced at building your models by now. Just as before, clip out the pieces and follow the instructions in your magazine. Stick to the guide in the magazine and you'll have your unit ready in no time. We've got one tip for you to bear in mind when building your Glaive Wraith Stalkers. One of the models, number 2 on the assembly guide, has an optional part. You can build this model so it's holding either a spear or a drum. It's up to you which you choose, and you'll find the instructions for both options in the guide. Once your Glaive Wraith Stalkers are built, it's time to get some paint on them. You should already have loads of Nighthaunt models that have been painted and undercoated with Corax White. Soon you'll be giving them a ghostly green glow with Nihilakh Oxide. But first, you want to get a nice smooth white undercoat on your new Glaive Wraith Stalkers. To do this, apply 3 thin coats of Corax White, just as you should have done with your other Nighthaunt models and the Gryph-hound from issue 3. Once you've finished undercoating your Glaive Wraith Stalkers, it's time to try out your newest paint on your Deathly Horde. Grab your Nihilakh Oxide, give it a good shake and get some clean water. Remember, it is always a good idea to cover your work surface and keep some paper towels nearby. Nihilakh Oxide is a technical paint designed to give models an ethereal glow. It's thinner than the other paints you've used and needs to be applied slightly differently. Because this paint is thinner, you don't need to add any water to Nihilakh Oxide. You will also need to collect more paint on your brush than with Corax White or Retributor Armor. Be careful not to add too much though. You still want to avoid getting any paint into the metal ferrule. If it does, just clean the brush in your water and start again. You want to paint the Nihilakh Oxide all over the Nighthaunt models, making sure it covers all the details on them. It dries fairly fast, so try to be quick in painting it on. Because it's thin, Nihilakh Oxide can pool in the recesses of models and leave tide marks. If it starts to pool, use your brush to push the excess paint across the model and even it out. Remember that a lot of the Nighthaunt models have detail on the underside of their robes. Make sure to get these covered as well. Once you're done, you'll have a haunting host of models with a ghastly glow, perfect for taking on the shining gold Stormcast Eternals. So let's see what your new Glaive Wraith Stalkers can do.
After the ambush in the shrine, the Stormcast Eternals have made a fighting retreat and are outside, but they're pursued by a new foe, the terrifying Glaive Wraith Stalkers.
Now that the action has moved out into the open air, it's time to use the larger battle mat you got with this issue. For this game, we will be looking at the basics of movement, but we will only need one half of the battle mat. Refer to your magazine to check which half we need.
Gather your dice and range ruler as usual, plus a coin to use as a wound marker. You will also need your castigators and the new Glaive Wraith Stalkers.
As with the previous mat, there are lightning bolt and skull markers that show us where to place our models. You'll see that they're further away than you're used to. Definitely not within distance to pile in and fight straight away.
That sounds great for my castigators with their ranged attacks.
We'll see. Hopefully my Glaive Wraith Stalkers can close the distance quickly and reap some Stormcast souls for Nagash.
Okay, the Nighthaunts move first this time round. You can see in the magazine that they can move up to 6 inches in any direction. To do that, take your range ruler and place it next to the model's base. Pick up the model and put it back down anywhere up to the 6-inch mark.
I want to get them as close as I can to the castigators, so they'll move the whole 6 inches straight towards them.
Okay, as the Glaive Wraith Stalkers are a unit, they must stay close to each other. So you need to make sure that after they move, each model ends up within 1 inch of at least one other model in the unit. The same will now apply for all of the castigators.
Great. However, they're still not in range to pile in, so I guess it's over to you.
Well, the castigators could move, but with the Nighthaunts bearing down on them, I think they're going to fire. Here we go.
Oh, that was close. Maybe I'll get you next time. Being able to move really adds a new dimension to the gameplay. I'm looking forward to seeing how this will impact our future games.
And I can't wait to find new ways to kill your Nighthaunts, like with magic.
Magic?
That's right. We'll be learning all about that next time as you add your first hero to the Stormcast Eternals, the exclusive Knight Incantor, Xandria Azurbolt.
Whoa, she sounds powerful.
You'll learn how to build and paint Xandria, as well as how to use her magical abilities in your games by blasting Chain Rasp with arcane bolts.
We will also find out all about Xandria and her fellow Knight Incantors, as well as discovering the secrets of magic in the mortal realms and finding out about the rise of Nagash and the Wars of the Dead.
To make sure you don't miss out, remember to subscribe to Warhammer Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms if you haven't already. You can do so on the website right now. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.